TV reveals that about 5 banks have declared loan accounts linked to Anil Ambani as fraud, with the total dues amounting to about 19,694 crore rupees. The investigation has reportedly shows that funds were basically siphoned off abroad through foreign remittances, raising serious concerns over the misuse of loans. 5 attachment orders and 42 images of Anil Ambani's assets have also been accessed by Republic TV, which is essentially part of this entire probe. In fact, I'm going to take you through every details of this entire investigation that has been carried out. First, the focus is how exactly the funds were basically siphoned off. And it was basically siphoned off and sent abroad. In fact, it turns out that the focus was essentially on 2 companies, and the money that was received between 2017 and 2019 turned to become an NPA in the month of December in the year 2019 itself. Let me bring in my colleague Alisha Dyer, who's joining us on this broadcast. Alisha, first, with regards to the latest attachment order that is accessed by Republic TV, this is the 5th attachment order that has been passed, and Republic TV is in exclusive possession of the attachment order as well as details that now it turns out that it's the land in Navi Mumbai worth about 4,000 crore rupees that has been attached.
Well, Shravan, we know there are multiple assets that has been seized by the Enforcement Directorate this morning, and we know that the Enforcement Directorate has attached the asset worth rupees 3,000 crore, which is linked to the Reliance Group chairman. And this attachment of his asset has been made as a part of money laundering investigation against this group company. What we know so far, and the documents that has been accessed by Republic, which reveals that 5 banks have declared loan accounts linked to Anil Ambani as fraud. And this is with the total dues amounting to rupees 19,694 crores. The investigation has also showed that the funds were siphoned abroad through foreign remittance, raising serious concern over misuse of loans. Not only this, but there are 4 attachment orders and 42 images of Anil Ambani asset have also been accessed, which is a part of the probe. As the further investigation which has been ongoing with the Enforcement Directorate, where we know that ED has alleged that the public money was looted, with Anil Ambani linked companies receiving around 10,000 crore in public fund. And sources have also indicated that this fund originating from mutual investment and other public sources were routed to Ambani's firm through complex, and there are network of transactions. So these are the new details that has been emerged, and as we mentioned that there are multiple properties which not only in Mumbai, which is in Mumbai's Bandra Pali Hill, but also in Noida, in also Delhi. There are multiple assets that has been seized by the Enforcement Directorate.
Shall request you to stay on with us because we have a 4-part breaking news now coming in. That was the first part of the investigation that has been carried out by the Enforcement Directorate. Let me now take you to the details of how this money that we're essentially talking about, which was siphoned off by Anil Ambani and the groups linked to Anil Ambani. It turns out that this was basically public money. The Enforcement Directorate, in fact, has now alleged that public money was looted, with Anil Ambani linked companies receiving around 10,000 crore rupees in public funds. Sources indicating that these funds originated from mutual investments and other public sources, and they were basically routed to Ambani's firms through a complex and a circuitous network of transactions. The Enforcement Directorate claims that 2 of his companies borrowed from as many as 35 banks, misusing public money and engaging in what is being described as a massive financial fraud involving large-scale diversion of funds. I'll try and explain this while I also get back my colleague Alisha. The focus right now is with regards to how, Alisha, public money was actually looted. The documents that have been accessed by Republic TV basically goes on to indicate that it was basically public money that was being looted. The Enforcement Directorate in its provisional attachment order basically indicates the following. The very fact that this was mutual funds that were essentially being diverted. I'm going to take you through some of the details that we have pertaining to the mutual funds that were basically being rerouted, and the very fact that bank statements clearly goes on to indicate the following. RHFL and RCFL borrowing was for more than 35 banks and financial institutions. Large parts of these loans were not repaid. Majority of these loans were diverted. The diversion was done by onward lending to group companies. The routing was through many shell companies, shell entities effectively controlled by the Reliance Anil Ambani Group. Public funds were basically moved under the cover of corporate loans and intercorporate deposits. Money was passed from one company to another. Bank statements showed a very fast movement of funds. Very large amount of money was basically moved between accounts of different entities within minutes. And RHFL, which is essentially a housing finance company, its loan book shifted heavily to corporate loans. In fact, let me just go across to my colleague Alisha. Alisha, it turns out that the Enforcement Directorate is now making a sensational allegation that the money that was basically diverted or siphoned off was actually public money, money that was raised through mutual funds.
Well, yes, Shravan, and that is something has been claimed by Enforcement Directorate, clearly mentioning that there are thousands of crore rupees that has been siphoned off, and this is the fund from the public. It is not only that, because during the course of investigation, where the ED has found that loan linked to Anil Ambani's company were disbursed even before the formal sanction. So there was no formal sanction that was given, but still the money was siphoned out and it was taken. And this is what the evidence pointing to backdated documents and pre-decided payments. Not only this, but investigators have also uncovered instances where large corporate loans were processed and released within a single day, bypassing standard banking protocols. And ED has also alleged that funds were not utilized for their intended purpose. After the series of the evidence that has been come forward before the Enforcement Directorate, after which we see that there is an action on Anil Ambani case where there are multiple properties linked to now. Initially, where it was 3,000 crore fund that was a property, the assets that was seized by Enforcement Directorate, and now it is overall what we have been seeing. It's around 7,000 crore property that is and the assets that has been seized by the ED.
Well, Alisha, I'll request you to stay on with us because we're just getting in more and more details of this entire